From KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
I told them I want him to go to prison.
That's what a Bexar County woman wanted after her boyfriend beat her up. But the Bexar County District Attorney's Office offered a plea deal, which allowed him to stay out of jail. KSAT investigates the DA's decision.
And all eyes on Eagle Pass. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas toured what some are calling the epicenter of the border crisis today. What he said about the issue in a one-on-one with KSAT.
Plus, was it windy enough for you today? Yeah, it's supposed to get even worse tomorrow, and a wave of mountain cedar is going to blow in too. How to prepare for the allergies before it's too late. So with that, we're going to start with our meteorologist, Adam Caskey, for a look at the weather and just how powerful the wind is going to be tomorrow, Adam.
Yeah, it's already causing some problems out there tonight.
Yeah, it is. Across south central Texas, we've got the high winds, and now on top of it, a little bit of graupel falling from the clouds. Graupel, which can be mistaken for sleet, but it's a slightly different form of precipitation. Little white ice chunks that fall and then melt after a little while. We're seeing that in some parts of our area, mainly east of San Antonio, even Seguin area, probably getting a little bit of that at the moment. And eastward, you see these little radar echoes as we go into Lavaca County, Hallettsville. So these little ice chunks called graupel falling from the sky. This is going to, I think, be off and on for the next couple of hours. Wind gusts between 40 and 50 miles per hour out of the west-northwest the rest of the night, tapering off by tomorrow afternoon. West Texas dust has arrived. I have a time lapse to show that moving in and two more cold fronts to talk about in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Now let's talk about some of the other problems that we're seeing tonight. Power outages have been an issue throughout the night. Right now, the CPS outage map, you see it on the left-hand screen, 2,763 outages in the area. About 926,795 customers served is what that says. It's about 2,763 out of that total number that have been affected right now. We continue to monitor, but you can see small outages on both the north side and the far west side.
You know, winds could be more than just a problem for your power. It could also mean serious issues for your allergies.
Yeah, those prone to seasonal allergies also dealing with stuffy noses, watery eyes, coughing.
But as the night team's Patty Santos learned, there are some tips that could help you feel better sooner.
What's this windy day doing for your allergies?
Well, earlier I started getting itchy eyes.
Many San Antonians can relate.
You sound like you're suffering from some allergies right now.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Winter is a time for congestion, coughing, and cedar fever, all thanks to the dreadful mountain cedar pollen from juniper trees.
I woke up and I'm like, man, something's going on. I can only breathe out of one nostril.
Dr. Erica Gonzalez with South Texas Allergy and Asthma Medical Professional says mountain cedar has kept allergy offices busy since early December, and it's about to get worse.
The windier it gets, like today, the more widespread it's going to be, so it's going to reach more areas of San Antonio than normal.
This is a look at cedar trees and helotes, spreading that pollen. Monday's mountain cedar pollen count, over 16,000. The Texas A&M Forest Service estimates the hill country is home to more than 35 million tons of mountain cedar.
Mountain cedar tends to really like to focus on eyes, so you'll see a lot more people with eye symptoms than normal compared to other pollens.
Dr. Gonzalez tells her patients to take their allergy medications 2 weeks before symptoms start. Antihistamines and nasal sprays should help bring some ease. Avoid going outside when the air is cooler. And remember, you can carry pollen in your clothes and your hair.
When you come back in, change your clothes, go take a shower so that you're not bringing that stuff in.
Pollen production peaks in mid-January, but tapers off in early March. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Dan, just good luck to you if you're dealing with those allergies. Yeah, now at this hour, we also have to mention that firefighters and other crews are now searching the area of a hotel in Fort Worth, trying to see if they find anybody else after an explosion this afternoon.
Yeah, it happened about 3:30 p.m. today at the Sandman Signature Hotel, downtown Fort Worth, about a block away from the Fort Worth Convention Center.
So we know this, at least 21 people were hurt. Right now, crews are there on the scene because they're going through all that debris. They want to make sure nobody else is trapped. There's a lot of debris that they have to work through. Investigators think that a gas explosion is what caused the blast. However, they still haven't verified that or even where it started.
We were getting reports that it had started in the restaurant. We do know that there was some construction that was being done down at the restaurant, but we're not 100% sure that that's where it actually started at this point in time.
So as of tonight, one person is dealing with critical injuries, 4 people in serious condition as a result of that blast. And investigators do say there's no public safety concern for people in the downtown Fort Worth area.
Going to take a while to clean up, though. The board of the San Antonio Independent School District updating the public on the plan for shutting down schools. 15 schools shuttering as part of the widely criticized right-sizing plan. The district laid out key components they plan to follow in the process that include figuring out what to do with those 15 empty school buildings. In a presentation at tonight's meeting, the district says there's no concrete plan for what to do with those buildings yet, that a repurposing panel will be established to figure out the next steps. For a complete list of those schools that will be closing, just search for SAISD on our website, KSAT.com. State and federal leaders have called Eagle Pass the epicenter of the border crisis. It's why Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says he wanted to visit Eagle Pass.
We know that city and its resources have been inundated with migrants. The night team's Daniela Ibarra spoke with the secretary one-on-one during his visit this afternoon to Eagle Pass.
Over the past few months, we've come to Eagle Pass several times. Many people here feel like the feds are ignoring them. So we took their concerns straight to Secretary Mayorkas. What would you say to people who live here in Eagle Pass who are frustrated that the government hasn't done anything concrete to help them?
Well, I would say that we have done quite a bit, but what we need is fundamentally Congress to act. The frustration is justified.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
Good afternoon.
Putting pressure on lawmakers during his stop in Eagle Pass. His visit coming 2 weeks after waves of migrants flooded fields.
I think we all know very well the perilous journey that migrants take in the hands of ruthless smugglers.
Border Patrol agents working overtime to process the thousands of men, women, and children.
They've been managing through a large number of encounters with courage, with selflessness, with tireless dedication, and quite frankly, with heroism.
People in Eagle Pass we've spoken with believe Mayorkas needs to do more to prevent this crisis. Business owners tell KSAT it's tanked their profits. The city's fire chief says the calls to help are overwhelming.
We need to get back to normal. It's the loss to the fire department, the lost revenue, I could care less. I care more about my personnel.
Some residents worry they don't know who's coming across. What would you say to the American people who are scared?
The vast majority of individuals surrender themselves to the United States Border Patrol so that they can be placed in immigration enforcement proceedings and so that they can make their claims for relief under our laws.
You can watch our whole 5-minute conversation with the Secretary of Homeland Security right now on KSAT's YouTube page and on KSAT.com. In Eagle Pass, Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
All right, back here at home, the family of a man who was killed along with his girlfriend and unborn child weeks ago is saying its last goodbyes. They celebrated the life of 22-year-old Matthew Guerra earlier today as they gathered for his funeral. He and his girlfriend, 18-year-old Savannah Soto, were shot and killed just days before she was set to give birth to their child. Last week, a father and son were charged in their deaths. Tomorrow is going to be the last service for Guerra, and Savannah Soto's family tells KSAT that her funeral is going to be this Friday.
It is one of San Antonio's oldest, largest, and most popular parks, Brackenridge, home to a golf course, trails, a zoo, and more. Now city leaders asking the community how they can make it even better. Tonight, the first of several Brackenridge Park Reconciliation Plan meetings. That's what it's called. The goal of these sessions is to get feedback from the public about what kind of changes they'd like to see at the park to make the experience at Brack better than it already is.
We want to know what are the enhancements that we can make to the park so that folks want to come out to it every weekend with their families and with their friends to enjoy the spaces.
No concrete deadlines for the plans just yet, but feedback gathered over the coming weeks will be put together and presented at a larger meeting later this month.
A routine house fire turned into an hour-long battle this morning. Look at those flames. San Antonio firefighters say that it's because the water pressure in the nearby hydrants were low. Crews responded to this abandoned home near Wyoming and Toledo streets around 5 o'clock this morning. And when they got there, they were scrambling to find any hydrants that worked. And then when they did, the water pressure was too low. So then they had to use water from other responding fire trucks in order to fight the fire. And even hours after they put it out, crews were still on the scene there testing hydrants. That's the video that you saw there in the daylight. Now, we've been emailing SAWS and we asked them what was going on. And a spokesperson responded back saying, quote, the hydrants in our service area are checked regularly on a rotating basis. We will continue to investigate, but so far have not found any problems related to pressure, end quote.
The numbers are alarming. The Anti-Defamation League reported a nearly 400% increase in anti-Semitic incidents back in October.
And just last month, The Economist did a poll and found that 1 in 5 young adults believe the Holocaust is a myth. And those stats are exactly why the 12th annual Holocaust Remember and Learn series is so important. This year's main theme is about speaking up and acting in the face of hate.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg and other Texas leaders stressed that instilling those characteristics at a young age will make sure no one becomes bystanders.
So that they can discern between good and evil and not be afraid to say something and speak up.
The series is through a partnership between the San Antonio Public Library System and the Holocaust Memorial Museum. Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. Alaska Airlines and United Airlines say they have found loose hardware on some of their 737 MAX 9 planes. The discovery comes after a door blew off in Alaska Airlines MAX 9 Friday night. Alaska and United are the only U.S. airlines operating 737 MAX 9s. The model has been grounded by the Federal Aviation Administration indefinitely. The IRS announcing it will start accepting 2023 tax returns starting January 29th. You've got until April 15th to file. There are some exceptions. Anyone living or doing business in a federally declared disaster area may get an extension. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Stick around. Coming up, a Bexar County man avoided jail time after he beat up his girlfriend. And she says the situation has her on edge. Coming up, KSAT investigates why Bexar County prosecutors didn't impose a harsher punishment.
A San Antonio woman beaten by her boyfriend inside an apartment. She hoped he would serve time in jail, but a plea deal with Bexar County prosecutors allowed him to stay free.
KSAT investigates Dylan Collier looked into the reasons why. Now, just a warning, some of the pictures you're about to see in this story are pretty graphic.
He's still walking on these streets, living his life.
Bianca Torres's years-long relationship with boyfriend Nicholas Pender ended Easter weekend. An argument escalated inside his apartment. According to the San Antonio Police Incident Report, Pender grabbed a dog leash and began striking her with it, kicking Torres after she fell to the ground.
I was telling him, stop, and he was like, the more you go, the worse it's going to be. So, like, I just gave up, and I was just taking it.
The attack with the rope leash, similar to this one, left Torres with contusions covering much of her backside, heavy bruising to her arms, and 2 facial fractures. Torres estimated the beating lasted 30 minutes. Despite Torres's injuries, which she says caused her to miss 3 weeks of work and school, and her claim that Pender choked her during the attack, Pender was charged weeks later with misdemeanor assault. That set off a series of events that left his victim questioning the leniency of the criminal justice system.
I told them I want him to go to prison.
But in mid-November, Pender, a first-time offender, was given 12 months probation and no jail time in exchange for a no-contest plea. In a statement, Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez defended the plea bargain, listing the factors that would have raised the charge to a felony, including evidence of serious bodily injury. Quote, the case was reviewed by several family violence prosecutors who determined that none of these conditions were present in this case.
I don't think probation was enough. I wanted him to be in jail because he fractured right here, Like, I don't know what it would take for somebody to go to jail. Like, would I have to be dead? Because, I mean, my injuries were really bad.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Now, when KSAT reached out, Pender's attorney declined to comment. His client is scheduled to remain on probation until November 16th. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, there is a long list of resources that we have for you on our domestic violence page. It's on KSAT.com. Just scan the QR code you see right there, and you can access all of those resources.
Let's take a live look outside right now. 55 degrees. It's been steadily cooling off as this front has come through, and it did not come through quietly. Adam Caskey.
No, it did not. It came through and it hit us hard, especially with the wind and even some dust from West Texas. I'll show you that in a moment. First, I want to get to just how chilly it's going to be in not just tomorrow, but even the days ahead and our overall weather headlines that we have going, because we do have 2 more cold fronts to talk about. This was the first of 3. And then we've got 2 more windy cold fronts that are going to be coming over the next 7 to 8 days. Morning freezes are on the way. Not every morning, but we will have freezes a few times in the days ahead. And even our first hard freeze probably early next week. Tomorrow morning, you'll feel the chill. Temperatures upper 30s for most of us, with wind gusts up to 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour. So wind chills will dip down into the lower 20s periodically during tomorrow morning. So bundle up, have the heavy jacket ready to go. By noon, we're sunny and 52, still windy at the noon hour. But by 4 o'clock, the wind really starts to subside. It's going to pump the brakes and be calm by late tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. 58 the high tomorrow. Some locations could briefly hit 60, but that's about it. Now, notice our morning temperature trend. It's up and down a lot. Just key points here. Remember, Wednesday morning, a brief light freeze. Saturday morning as well. We get into early next week and we're going to have freezes. And by next Tuesday morning, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday morning, 25 degrees. We're expecting morning temperatures in the 20s, which would be our first hard freeze of the season here in San Antonio. Of course, there's a lot of time between now and then, and that cold front hasn't even developed yet, so we'll keep you updated as we fine-tune the forecast. Right now in the Hill Country, 40s, 55 in San Antonio, still 60 Pleasanton and Cotulla. But you look across the state, it's a classic winter map. 26 in Amarillo, 31 in Lubbock, 67 in Brownsville. Big difference north to south. And that wind, of course, is coming in from north and west Texas. So we'll continue to cool down with that cold air being pushed into our neck of the woods. And on the cold side of it, snow. Up to 5 inches measured in parts of the panhandle of Texas here, especially the upper panhandle, the northern panhandle. That's on the cold side of it. We did have some severe weather in Gonzales earlier today, some large hail from the cold front as it moved in. Now, I want to show you the satellite imagery high res, and you look at West Texas, see the dust getting picked up by the very high winds. This is from earlier today when the sun was out, so you could actually see the imagery, and now that dust has made it. Look at downtown right here in our sky cam, and as we go through time this evening, a little after 8 o'clock, it gets a little distorted and fuzzy and gets hazy outside. That's because of the dust that moved in from West Texas. Max gusts way up there so far today, up to 59 miles per hour. Laughlin, 49 mile per hour gusts so far at San Antonio International. Windy again on Friday, windy again next Monday. The warmest will be 72 on Thursday, but don't get used to it.
Thank you, Adam.
Okay, so Michigan had a good night, an excellent night.
They did. What a season they had.
Yeah.
Texas was almost in the national championship. They were 1 win away, but instead it's Michigan and Washington. Michigan eventually coming out on top. We'll show you the highlights coming up. Plus, we'll check in with the Dallas Cowboys to see how they feel about opening the NFL playoffs at home, where they're on a 16-game win streak. The NFL regular season ended yesterday, so you know what that means. Head coaching firings, the latest after the break.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Today is commonly known as Black Monday, referring to the Monday after the end of the NFL regular season. Head coaches get fired. The Raiders, Panthers, and Chargers did their firing during the regular season. But today, the Atlanta Falcons fired head coach Arthur Smith after 3 straight 7-10 seasons. The Washington Commanders wasted no time firing their head coach Ron Rivera after yesterday's loss to the Cowboys. Well, the Dallas Cowboys bring a 12-win regular season into the playoffs for the third consecutive year, this time hoping to reach the NFC Championship and win the Super Bowl for the first time since 1995. Dallas enters its wildcard round clash against Green Bay as 7.5-point favorites. Let's send it now to Larry Ramirez, who was at Dallas's Week 18 win at the Commanders.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. As Dak likes to say, moments before the Cowboys snap the ball, here we go. Yep, the Cowboys are back in Arlington knowing they will potentially have 2 home playoff games. That's assuming they beat Green Bay wild card weekend.
I just feel like it gives us an edge, playing in front of our home crowd and just being able to, show out in front of our home team. So definitely an amazing feeling.
The atmosphere that the Cowboys fans have created at AT&T, the way that we've come out these last 2 years, but I can tell you this, we can't lean on that. We've got to lean on our preparation. We've got to commit to studying these guys, to being on our best, knowing our execution, know what's expected of us.
Obviously being at home, it's an advantage. You don't got to do it to traveling. You got all your treatment, and obviously we get to play in front of the best fans in the world, Cowboys Nation. So that always turns a page. It's always super loud in there. They got to go on certain counts and things like that. So you get better get-offs, get better gist of the game.
And you know what? Micah Parsons picked up 1 sack last night to set a new career high by 1 with 14. That's all from FedEx Field. Mary, back to you in San Antonio.
Thank you, Larry. Should be interesting. Mike McCarthy facing his former team of 13 seasons. The Cowboys and Packers kick off this Sunday at 3:30 in the evening from AT&T Stadium. The Houston Texans are division champions back in the playoffs for the first time since 2019, behind impressive first years by head coach DeMeco Ryans and quarterback C.J. Stroud. Ryans and Stroud are the 5th first-year head coach and rookie QB duo to reach the playoffs in NFL history. Stroud, the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, finished the regular season with 4,108 passing yards. That's the 3rd highest all-time for a rookie. Remember, he missed 2 games this season. Houston will look to keep the good times rolling this Saturday as the Texans host 11-6 Cleveland, who own the top defense in the NFL in the wild card round at NRG Stadium. Kickoff is at 3:30. In Houston tonight, Michigan and Washington meet in the College Football Playoff National Championship. Michigan got the ball first and jumped into the lead almost immediately. Donovan Edwards bounces to the outside and finds his lane for the 41-yard rushing score. Edwards did that again later in the opening quarter, but before halftime, Michigan turns it over on downs, and on 4th and goal, Washington's Michael Penix Jr. fires to Jalen McMillan in the end zone to cut into Michigan's lead. It was 17-10 at halftime, and here's the final. Michigan wins the national championship 34-13. It was a 1-possession game going into the 4th quarter, but the Wolverines shut it down from there. Michigan, the most physically dominant team from start to finish this season. All right, the Spurs have lost their last 2 games by 4 points or fewer. Will that change when Victor Wembanyama is no longer on a minutes restriction? More on that coming up after the break. Sunday afternoon, the San Antonio Spurs suffered their closest loss of the season, losing by 2 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Spurs pieced together an 11-0 run in the final 2 minutes of the game, but turned the ball over on the possession that could have tied it, falling 117-115 after the game. Victor Wembanyama sounded confident when he's no longer limited to 24 minutes because of his ankle. The Spurs will be able to come out on the winning end of these close games.
Of course, but my hunger is bigger than ever, to win and to compete. But now I've learned to get over that frustration of minutes restriction. It's how it is. My body needs time to adapt to the load and to this long season. Once it's ready, it's go time. But it's no need to be frustrated. I just I keep my long-term goals in mind.
Wemby's entire body gets examined every few weeks, so that's what he's waiting on to hopefully see his minutes restriction lifted. We'll be right back after the break.
Roller coaster ride. Look at those temperatures. 58 the high tomorrow, up to 72 Thursday. Then Friday, we're down to 52 for a high and windy. Some freezes as well in the mornings ahead.
All right, that does it for us here. Don't forget that GMSA starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Have a great night. Buckle in.